So do you have a kind of 1-2 step process for, especially when you get a new client or when you look at a website, what are the technical SEO things that you first look at?
Yeah, definitely. So like we have standard operating procedures at Merkle on how to go through and audit a site, but I'm not really a rule follower. So I like to really start with like exploratory testing. So like basically going at the site, looking at it and trying to just find things that I think are wrong. So starting with the site itself, I'll usually start some sort of crawl. I'll use something like either OnCrawl or Screaming Frog just to start getting ideas on paper and making sure that before I make anything official, I just see what kind of the deal is. And then also, if we don't, let's say for instance, since this is a new client, we don't have like GSE or GA or something along those lines, their actual data, then I would go to a tool like SEMrush or Ahrefs and basically look at how they're performing compared to their competitors. If I'm lucky, they only work in a specific industry with very clear-cut competitors. If I'm not so lucky, then they have a lot of different competitors from a lot of different industries. So it's a lot more segmentation. But let's just pretend for the sake of things that, it's some industry where there's like a very clear-cut competitors. In that case, I just pull down all that data and sort it, compare it, see like who's the best, who's ranking most efficiently or I guess highest per category, and see what they're doing and like what does that ecosystem look like. I guess there's also a lot of advantageous, a lot of usefulness of just going to the SERP and kind of seeing what's going on. I mean, I think for a lot of industries, most people are familiar with, local industry, their SERPs are going to look way different from like a SaaS company's SERP, but making sure that you understand what's going on in this organic search space as well as what's going on the site and where they're ranking overall. So that's probably how I would approach it. We also have like some general technical audits, so like stuff that was in the SEO side work where you can go down and just look at kind of checklist items just to make sure that as you're going through and auditing, you're looking at very specific things, because I think the disadvantage of exploratory testing is it's very informal. You're not really looking for anything specific. You're just kind of trying to get ideas. But as you move more towards the traditional side of things, I think the idea of almost like checkmark SEO becomes more useful. And then as you develop more with that client, then you can go more into the strategic side of like, okay, what types of like content hubs are we focusing on? How are we going to address these particular topics? How are we going to connect everything together?